I'm sorry if y'all hear the fan in the background. We got some really bipolar weather going on right now in Southern California, and I have to say it's bothering me, y'all. I got my throat acting all types of weird too. Like I feel like, oh my gosh, I feel like, is it called horse, y'all? Megan Thee Stallion? I don't know, y'all. Like honestly, like some of these terms, like when I hear like people say like, oh my throat is hoarse, to me that doesn't make sense. Like that's so weird. Okay, and now I feel even weird for saying that, but I just hear other people say it. But I feel like it's like when your throat is like dry and like rough. Do you know what I mean? That's what's going on right now, y'all. Because check this out. Okay, one day it was 65 degrees during the day. The very next day it was 91 degrees during the day. I was like, we have the like world's most bipolar weather going on right now. Because I'm like, how do you go back to back days like that, and you're making like a 30-degree drop and you know going up 30 degrees? Like that's just weird to me. Okay. Anyway, so I apologize for the fan in the background, but I need it right now because y'all know I am not trying to have my boobs sweat up on this video, okay? Anyways, today we're going to be talking about James Charles, y'all, because he is getting called out for lying about his brand and making his brand look better, okay? You know what's so weird, okay, before jumping into this, is speaking about like these two products right here. One, I have the James Charles palette. Y'all know like a couple years ago or whenever that palette came out, I did a review of it. And then there was like a knockoff version of it on Shein. So I ordered it and y'all were like, so excited for me to do a side-by-side comparison of those two palettes because I really did actually like the James Charles palette. Ugh, I know. Like, honestly, y'all, in my perfect world, I would have, like, bashed the damn palette, but I gotta keep it with you guys. Like, it was a good palette, and I'm never going to lie. I'm so sorry, like, when it comes down to it, even though y'all know how I feel about James Charles, I'm not gonna lie. And the palette was great. Okay, I'm just keeping it real. I really like the palette, and honestly, I've used it multiple times after to do, like, my homegirl's makeup and things like that, and I'm like, it's a good palette. Well, if you guys do not recall, during that time, okay, the Shein palette had came out, which it's kind of crazy that this is getting brought to light now because I'm like, y'all, how long ago? I probably should have checked this before making this damn video about how long ago James Charles came out with his palette, because I literally had the knockoff version of it because so many people loved my video of testing out the Dollar Tree knockoff version of Jeffree Star Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes. So many people wanted me to do a side-by-side comparison of those two palettes, the James Charles Shein one and the actual James Charles painted one. And y'all know that I am just a procrastinator, okay? I gotta keep it so real with you guys in case you guys have not heard me say this before up on a live or whatever. The reason why I became such a procrastinator when it came down to makeup content is because I knew in my head, I was like, I'm so over this. Like I really am. Like y'all have to imagine that I started doing makeup when I was 17. I started working at MAC when I was 21. Like I was doing makeup for so long and I was like, I am just so far over this and I'm just keeping it a buck, y'all. People hate that I keep it real like this, but the money was not coming in when it came down to my makeup content. Like I found myself spending 4 times more literally than what I was making. And to me, I was like, this is stupid. Like I'm literally just steadily losing money, so I don't want to do this. I would obviously have some type of motivation to do it if I was making money from it, but I was like, this is taking way more time and this is taking way more money and it's just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I never did my side-by-side comparison of the James Charles knockoff versus the regular one. So I apologize to you guys that have been around for a while, and I know that I said that I would, and I clearly never did, and that was like, maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like that was like 2 years ago. But y'all know, once again, don't trust me in the timeline, okay? Because y'all know that I'll be like, oh yeah, like 2 years ago, you guys will be like, girl, that was literally 2 weeks ago. I'll be like, oh, it was? Like, I'm so bad with time, y'all. Anyways, y'all, I want to go ahead and play this clip because there was this guy, I guess apparently, like, James Charles has now launched in the UK. He even has, like, a separate UK account for Painted UK. And he was doing this, like... once again, I'm just like so thrown off right now because I'm like, y'all, this knockoff palette came out years ago and he knew about it years ago. So I'm like, why is he bringing it up right now and doing like side-by-side swatches of it? Like, I don't know if he's trying to like drum up some type of, I don't know, views or something like that. I don't really know. I'm kind of confused about it. Maybe this palette is very popular in the UK. Maybe that's why. Like, I'm trying to understand, like, why are you talking about this so late? Like, you've already talked about this. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've already talked about the Shein knockoff. I think he did a side-by-side video too, and that's why he did the side-by-side video before, after, like, I already said that I wanted to do it, so I'm like, he already did that, so I'm just a little bit confused about this. Or maybe this is a different knockoff that looks exactly the same. I don't really know. Anyways, I want to go to play this TikTok right here because there's this popular guy that was calling him out and saying that he was lying about it. Hey, and you guys are going to see, okay, he's telling the truth. Yes, the two colors that he is comparing, James Charles is comparing, are completely different, but the swatches, like, y'all, he was digging in the painted one to do his swatch, but then he just very lightly dug inside the knockoff one, and I'm like, yes, they're so clearly different shades, I get that, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like, wouldn't you give it the same type of pressure to show the swatch? Like, it really did make him look like a liar. Check this out.
Which is my favorite beautiful Barbie pink shimmer from the Basic Canvas palette.
Listen, James, right? I got no interest in your makeup, and I'm not saying that
you know, there should be fakes. Rightly so, you should be calling them out. However, why are you lying? The way this man dug into his palette, right? If he ever got sent to prison, he'd be fine. He'd dig his way out. And the slight swatch he did on that fake palette, I'm sorry. Like, listen, they're not the same color. I'm with you. I'm with you. That they're not the same color. But come on, watch this. Look how long he's digging. Dig, 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 dig. They're still going. All right, and watch the comparison now. Okay.
Literally looks nothing
Yeah. Did you see that? I'm sorry, pal. Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining, right? Like I said, your product is probably good. I'm sure it is, and I'm sure it's wonderful. I'm sure people should buy the real one, not the fake one. But if it's so good, then you won't need to do any of this nonsense, will you? You don't need to do any of this carry on.
That's embarrassing.
Yes, it is.
There y'all saw from right there, low-key, James Charles did look a little bit shady because it looked like he was putting so much more force into his palette versus the knockoff. And yes, once again, they were completely different shades. However, you would obviously be able to see that they're different shades, but then you would be able to see the pigmentation if it's still just as strong. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, obviously it would look different, but then we would be able to see like, oh wow, that still has a lot of pigment even though it's a different color. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyways, y'all, so since that video did blow up on TikTok, y'all, which you know what's so crazy is sometimes I think that James Charles is very smart when it comes down to like marketing and things like that. I think he actually appreciates him getting called out because then he could obviously turn it into more views and more attention to the brand, which low key, y'all, when it comes down to marketing your brand, like, I don't know, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like low key, I really do feel like he is very smart when it comes down to things like that, of him like making a reply and him reacting to it and things like that. Like James Charles, you know, he knows how to play the game when it comes down to social media. That's obviously why he's just so damn popular. So anyways, I do want to go ahead and play his reaction to it, but y'all, here's the kicker, okay? Because you guys are going to see that he is going to do a better comparison. He's going to count, you know, multiple times of how many times he does the swatches and does them side by side once again. And it's so crazy though, y'all, because I do have to go ahead and show you guys some screenshots from the comment section, is because he ends up doing this reply to show to the guy, no, I'm not lying about it. Like, it's just so clearly different. Yeah, you know, I did different swatches or whatever because the colors are not even the same, whatever the case is. But then you guys are going to see from the comment section that people were actually noticing that he did already have pigment on his finger when he was doing the swatch. So I'm like, you look a little bit shady. Check this out right here.
Why are you lying? The way this man dug into his palette, right?
We literally just launched here and you guys are already accusing me of lying? You are right. I did swatch in the basic canvas for longer than this palette. That's because no matter how long I shove my finger into a shit formula, it's not gonna make it any less shitty. But if you don't believe me, let's do it again. Okay, for the swatches, we're gonna do Champs and Crystal because this is the color that the creator called me out for. We're gonna do 3 seconds into each formula, okay? Starting off with Champs from the basic canvas. 1 Mississippi, oh, that's a US state. 1 Birmingham, 2 Birmingham, 3 Birmingham. Here it is on the finger, Champs. I will do a swatch here on my arm. Absolutely beautiful. Look at how far that extends. Look at the glitter. Look at the pigment. Now let's do our knockoff palette that you guys for some reason are defending. Crystal, okay, ready? Other finger completely clean. 1 Birmingham, 2 Birmingham, 3 Birmingham, 4 Birmingham, 5 Birmingham, 6 Birmingham, okay? I will dig my finger into there if that's what it takes for you guys to believe me. First of all, you can already see on my finger, not even close to the same color. Let's do the swatch. No cuts, okay? This is Crystal right next door. Okay, I'll drag it again just because I did the same thing with Champs. I'll drag it again because I did the same thing with Champs. I'll drag it a 3rd time. Notice how when I dragged Champs, it extended and got more glittery and spread out more, versus when I drag Crystal, it literally disappears. Now this is what the 2 swatches look like in the studio. Again, it's there. It's an eyeshadow, right? It's always going to show up, but as you can clearly tell, there is a massive difference in quality between the cheap shit knockoff palette using God knows what ingredients versus the extreme high quality shimmers in the basic canvas palette. Let me go show you in the sun too. Look at the difference in quality, okay? Champs on the left, we have this chalky, ashy shade Crystal on the right. Absolutely no comparison. I gotta be real, this is a fair call out. The swatches were not equal and that's on me. However, never accuse me of lying about my brand. You're gonna get clocked every single time. Basic canvas on sale now, finally in the UK.
So there y'all saw his reply right there, and you guys saw him do, you know, a little bit of a better swatch. Yes, clearly different color. However, at the end of the day, you would still be able to see the amounts of color payoff, even if it is a different color. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and talk about this right here because multiple people, okay, posted, and I do have to say, you know what's weird is I kind of love and I kind of hate this whole like picture reply in TikTok. Like sometimes I'm kind of like, ooh, like, oh my gosh, like a picture reply is kind of fun, but then yeah, I be making some really weird faces, and I feel like if YouTube were start like allowing picture replies, I'm like, oh, I just feel like you guys would be shady and just like take screenshots of me and my busted face and then post it in the damn comment section. You know what I mean? So I'm like, maybe I wouldn't like that. I mean, low key, y'all know me, like I love a good roast about myself. You know what I mean? So maybe I would like it, but then I'm like, ooh, I don't know. It could get really messy. You know what I mean? And perfect example like this is because you guys are going to see from these pictures right here that people already noticed that before going in to do the swatch that James Charles already had pigment on his finger. Well, Painted actually wrote back to this creator right here and said, yep, I misspoke, started my sentence over and cut out the mistake. Hence why I dug into the fake shade for 6 seconds. I don't know, y'all. I was like, ooh, low key, if I were James Charles within this specific situation, if I misspoke, like, I would just refilm the whole damn thing because obviously you're going to look shady that you have pigment on your finger already. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that is it for this video, y'all. I do have to say, nonetheless, I feel like it's situations like this, like, that actually bring more awareness to the brand being sold in UK now. And this is where I say, like, James Charles, you know, love him or hate him, I really do feel like when it comes down to marketing, like, y'all, he really does know how to take advantage of a situation and turn it into a whole marketing scheme. Because I got to keep it real with you guys, I had no clue that he had specifically launched a whole Painted UK TikTok. I didn't even know that he was launching over there in the UK specifically, and now I know. So it's just kind of like situations like this, I feel like, like he annoys the shit out of me, but low key, like he knows what he's doing when it comes down to brand ownership as well as like PR and things like that. But anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.